have homogeneous volatility vector. Homogeneous volatility vector is your psi. That's homogeneous volatility. So multiplying the two together, you're supposed to be able to recover forward vol matrix, right? And that's what this viewer allows you to view here. This is an instantaneous volatility matrix. So you can see how these forward vols look like. You see it has this form that you're used to, zeros after the main diagonal, and you can try to see if you can recover these entries based on your understanding of how these entries are calculated. So if you use table 5 specification, you should be able to recover this entry here, by doing some operation, multiplication basically, of flat volatility number in the appropriate maturity times time homogeneous parameter volatility. You should be able to recover. I know that it's, I'm clicking and you're kind of looking at it, and it's not easy to internalize this stuff. The good news is that Linda has offered to come out and in person and give you another walkthrough of this file and provide additional help and assistance. And she actually gave me 2 dates when she is available, so let me just make sure I give you the right. It's Monday and Tuesday next week in the evening. There you go. October 6th and October 7th between 6:30 and 8. So can we agree now, October 6th, it's Monday, October 7th is Tuesday, between 6:30 and 8. Do you guys have any class conflict during that window? Do you have a Monday evening class or Tuesday evening class? Do you have a strong preference in terms of when, whether Monday or Tuesday? Anybody? If you're indifferent, I'm just going to ask Linda to work with David to pick one of these dates and send out an announcement and reserve a room, and hopefully she will be even more clear and accessible than I am. But she will go through this file or related material one more time. So we're trying to make sure we give you, multiple pass-throughs. So this is not the last stop, okay? The file is already out there. You can download it. You can play with it. It's fully functional. It's supposed to work. If it doesn't work, it means that you either didn't install Numerix right, or you did not get F9 long enough. The rule of thumb is 3 times. That's my rule of thumb. I can give you another rule of thumb how it works. I could never get Numerix tech support to explain why you need to do this, but it's just there's some issue on refreshing objects with Excel that requires this. Let me see. I'll show you something. So let's say I switch back. So you saw the fit. The swaption fit wasn't very impressive here, right? Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to change back to flat positive shift, and I'm going to hit F9. When I hit F9, look what happens. You see calculating 4 processors, in my case 0%. As my friend working at RGA likes to say, smoke them if you got them. So it just finished, right? But I can assure you that the results are still not quite right. Again, I hit F9 again, see it's still calculating something. Now it's done. I hit F9 again. Okay, quicker, F9, it's done. Okay, it's done, calculating whatever it needs. So now I'm going to switch back to this picture, and you can see that when I allow for flat positive shift, I got practically perfect. Not, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a very good fit. Okay, so I expanded model parameterization, richer model. I was able to capture the market a lot better. And when I switched to this guy, actually I'm not doing a very good job here with very short caplets, but I'm doing a very good job here. In fact, I can tell you that in playing around with this setup myself, for some reason, this model is having a really hard time calibrating the very, very short caplets the first year. I tried a couple of different things, and I'm yet to. I still have one issue with this file that Numerix tech support wasn't able to get back to me. I got an email from their developer saying that their fixed income guy is out in France somewhere trying to reply, so they cannot get back to me. And then she offered, she said that, you know, I could try to help you out this weekend. And what am I supposed to say? Yeah, forget about your children, just work on my ticket. So no, that's not going to happen. So hopefully next week I'll get some other issues with them. But for your purposes, this file is already functional. It is what you should be working with. But you saw me clicking F9 a couple of times. If you don't, the rule of thumb is that when it stops saying calculating, then it's done. That's what I was trying to say. I know this is not exactly, how should I put this, the most smoothly functioning software, but by design, financial products, they have a lot of, very institutional details, like things that are just not smooth. And we're trying to build all these beautiful no arbitrage arguments here, but in reality, in continuous time, but in reality, things are discrete. The world is not continuous, and the timeline is not perfectly straight. There are gaps. There are problems. There are trading hours. There are non-trading hours. There are weekends, and all that bleeds through. So they're trying their best to accommodate all these things, and it's not easy. That's why you get this clunky feel for the software. But I haven't seen anything better. In fact, I haven't seen anything in the commercial space remotely close in terms of the sophistication and capabilities. So do yourself a favor and play around with this file. I know that when you start with something like this, something as clunky, you start from scratch. It's like, where do I start? Where do I go? But this is already loaded. It's loaded with data. It's loaded with models. You can choose between two different models. You can play around with some options. By options, I mean features here, right? There are drop-down menus here in several places. You can change the number of factors. You can change which options you want to calibrate with. You can go and change this, for example, to 2 years or something, or 7 or whatever you want. So my point is that it's functional, allows you a lot of things, places to tweak and play with. All right? And let's see, did I mention everything I wanted to? I think that's as much information as you need right now. Yeah, this file has a lot more than just this. I mean, there are some hidden sheets there. There's a lot of stuff. So just ignore the extra stuff and focus on the things that I demonstrated in class, okay? But my advice to you would be, don't waste the opportunity with Linda next week. Download this file, make sure you have Numerix installed. I do want to draw your attention to this little installation issue that I personally ran into. it will ask you which version of Numerix you want. And trigger happy that I am, when I saw 64-bit version, I was like, oh yeah, gotta get 64-bit version, it's gonna run faster, must be better. My Windows is 64-bit, right? Windows 7. This bit version goes with Excel version. And if your Excel is 32-bit, which is most likely for you, I don't know if you have WashU edition or hacked or cracked, whatever it is, check it, whatever it is. But most likely it's 32-bit, okay? And in that case, it's not going to work. You will be looking at it, and this file that I gave you is just not going to run. You're going to be clicking F9 and nothing will work before you even touch anything. So it's not a problem with the file, it's a problem with installation. If your computer is slow, depending on what you do with your instrument set, depending on some of the inputs you provide, like for example, I can show you that if I go to 30 years here instead of 10, and I hit F9, this guy is going to start thinking. And this is Core i7 laptop I just got upgraded a couple of weeks ago. So it's a very fast machine, and it's going to be thinking. And don't think that your computer is locked up. Oh my God! I mean, it could be thinking. Sometimes this template, this model, could take on this computer a couple of minutes, and like a slow computer could be 10 or 15. Okay, so don't be shocked or surprised. It's normal. It could take a little while to calculate. So see, it's still thinking, still calibrating. Yeah, that's normal. All right, we are going to take a break, and then I will talk about the SKU. All right.